Well, guys, I finally did it. After years of putting it off because if it's 1,000 episodes, I finally succumbed to the will of One Piece. And might I say, it is a very good show. So this video I'm going to be talking about Season 1, which is episodes 1 through 53. I'm not going to be including episodes 54 to 61 because those are filler episodes and I skipped those. So I'm gonna just take it arc by arc because there's several little mini arcs in this East Blue arc. So let's start off with the Romance Dawn arc, which covers episodes 1 through 4. So this arc kind of introduces the character of Luffy, who's this young boy who wants to become king of the pirates. And if he finds this hidden treasure called One Piece, then yeah, he's like king of the pirates. And we find out that when he was little, he accidentally ate this devil fruit, which kind of like made him into a rubble man so he could stretch his body, but his weakness is that he can't swim. And we see some of his past, and now he was friends with this pirate named Shanks, who was kind of like his mentor, and unfortunately Shanks saved them from getting eaten by this whale, and it cost him his arm. So that was a lot. But the story picks up several years later when Luffy meets this boy named Kobe, and he helps him escape from this female pirate named Alvida. So she's like this very overweight, I'd say, pirate, kind of a bitch, terrible lady. Luffy just kind of fights on the feature, and it's mainly just an introduction to Luffy, this arc is. Though we also get to meet Zoro, who meets Luffy when Luffy tries to get him to join his crew. Because Zoro's about to be killed by this pirate, and Luffy's like, hey, I'll save you if you join my crew. And Zoro's like, okay, yeah, whatever. So Zoro becomes his first member of his crew. And also we meet Nami, though we don't really know much about her at this point. But I like that because it kind of introduces a mystery to the show, like who is Nami, you know? So all in all, it was a nice introduction to the series and kept me watching, which is what an introductory arc should do. So I'm gonna give this one a C plus. The next arc I'm gonna be talking about is Orangetown arc, which covers episodes 4 to 8, and this introduces the main villain for season 1, which is Buggy the Clown. And so Monkey D. Luffy and Wano Zoro, they meet Buggy and they have a confrontation with him, and they meet Nami as well. And Nami kind of teams up with them to be able to steal Buggy's money because she needs to get enough money for some reason, though she doesn't tell them why. That's kind of the mystery for season 1. And I think Buggy's kind of a joke villain, but he's supposed to be. He's kind of funny, but not really threatening. But he, if anything, he's like Emperor Pilaf from Dragon Ball, kind of a joke villain for season 1 before like the real villains come, I'm assuming. So yeah, this arc was pretty short, but it was good, and it kind of told us what we needed to know about like Zoro and Luffy's friendship, so that's good. And Nami becomes the Straw Hat's navigator, so that kind of like introduces all to the cast. So I'm gonna give this one a C plus as well. The next arc is the Syrup Village arc, and this covers episodes 9 through 18. So it has Luffy, Zoro, and Nami get to Syrup Village, and they're looking to buy a ship, and they meet Usopp, who is like a pirate, and he's known for lying, and he's friends with this girl named Kaya, who's like very depressed after her parents died, but Usopp cheers her up by telling her all these fake stories about his adventures. And C has this like evil guardian who's named Kuro, but he's like this pirate secretly, and he's trying to kill her and take her money. So Luffy, Zoro, Nami, and Usopp will team up to stop him. And I liked Usopp in his introductory arc because they made it a point to make him a nice guy. Though he lies, he's lies for good reasons, and he's a nice guy, which makes you like him, you know. And I liked his relationship with Kaya, though we never really see her again after this. I guess he just kind of she's like, okay, bye, and she just kind of stays in her house by herself. That's kind of strange. But all in all, it was a good arc, and I thought I thought Kuro was the most threatening villain yet. So that's saying something. So I'm gonna give this arc a C. The next arc of the series is the Beardy arc, which covers episodes 19 through 30. So in this one, the Straw Hats go to this restaurant ship called Beardy, and it's like a restaurant ship in the middle of the ocean, and they meet Sanji, who's the cook of the ship, and he's very pompous, but he's a nice guy, and I like him because he's kind of a simp, but he's not like a sexual predator like Mineta is, or like Master Rochi. He's a nice simp. He's a kind simp. But anyway, there's this pirate named Don Krieg who wants to take over the Beardy and add it to his fleet. So the restaurant comes under attack, and Luffy and Usopp and Zoro have to fight them. And Luffy kind of breaks Krieg's armor and defeats him, so that's good. And meanwhile, this like ninja guy named Mihawk comes to the ship, and he fights Zoro, and he like almost kills him. He like cuts him in his stomach, so we think he's dead for a couple seconds, but Zoro isn't dead. And yeah, but we find out that like Zoro wants to become the greatest swordsman ever because he had this competition with his friend from his youth, and she died. So he's like, "I'm gonna become the greatest swordsman in your honor." And at the end of the arc, they ask Sanji to join them, and he says yes. But also Nami kind of like escapes and steals their money and steals their ship. So they that kind of leads us into our next arc. But I'm gonna give the Beardy arc a C plus. It was a great introduction to Sanji. I felt like the pacing was a bit better than the Syrup Village arc, and I liked the fight scenes a lot. The next arc is the Along Pork arc. Kind of that's kind of hard to say. It's episodes 31 to 44, and in my opinion, was the best arc of season one. So after Nami steals the ship, the Going Merry, we have Zoro, Usopp, Luffy, and Sanji try to find her, and they go to the Along Pork, which is Nami's hometown, and it's ruled by like this evil fishman, and we find out that about Nami's past, and that when she was little, her adoptive mom was killed by pirates, and they like threatened to kill her and her sister and her town unless she joined them and become the navigator. So she's forced to become the navigator, and a lot of crazy shit happens. It was very sad about her mom dying and her and her sister growing apart. And there was this like very cool scene where like we think that Nami's evil, and she pretends to kill Usopp. She pretends to stab Usopp, but really she stabs her own hand and he fakes his death. That was crazy. I was not expecting that. That was nuts. It was. I think the reason it's my favorite arc is because of the emotional resonance it is. It shows that while nobody else trusted Nami at the time, Luffy always did, which shows that he has very good instincts. And throughout the series, Nami's always been a very strong character. She's not weak. she's always in control of her emotions. But we finally get to see her break down in a moment of, I guess, need. And she begs Luffy for help, and he does. He puts his hat on her head. It's a very nice scene, because I like when characters are able to show some vulnerability. We got that with Zoro, we got that with Luffy, we got that with Usopp, we got that with Sanji. We got all the flashbacks, but she was always a mystery. So I like that they filled that in and showed us her tragic backstory. And Luffy fights the Fistman and defeats him, and the town is free again. But Nami kind of stole the wallets and ran away. And she officially joins the crew. So I'm gonna give this arc a C plus. So the next arc is like Buggy's Crew Adventure Chronicles. And it's only a 2 episode arc, but man, was this garbage. It's just basically like 2 episodes of Buggy like going on weird adventures, and it doesn't really mean anything. I mean, I get how like it makes Buggy kind of like his return to form, but it felt like filler, but it technically wasn't. It it was, I don't know. It just felt like some random ass shit in the middle of two arcs, and it didn't really do anything. Like all it did was like Buggy reuniting with his crew, and he forms an alliance with Alvida, but like she's thin now, and that's pretty much it. Bad arc. Boo. Giving it a D. So the seventh and final story arc in this season is called the Logtown arc, and it's kind of all the other arcs kind of come together. So the Straw Hat Pirates stop at this like city called Logtown, and they kind of refuel the supplies and everything before they head for the Grand Line. And this is the city where Goldie Roger was born and executed. You know, the guy from the intro. So Luffy's very excited because he gets to explore the city and stuff. And Zoro meets this lady who works for the Marines, and she's really into swords, and they kind of bond. But she doesn't like him after she finds out that he's a pirate now. And there's this Marine captain and some enemies who try to kill Luffy, and they're about to chop his head off, but he's saved. And but then there's like Buggy and Alvida come, and they try to kill Luffy and the crew, and there's this really cool fight scene. So it's a very nice way to end the series, and it pretty much ends with like them all running away because everybody wants to kill them. And we also find out that Shanks had a mysterious past with Mihawk. And there's also like this man in a hood who saved Luffy, and he's very interested in him for some reason. That's probably setting up some mystery in season 2. And there's also like this other guy who used the devil fruit, and he is the captain of the Marines. Well, he's like a captain of the Marines. And it's just a very good arc that kind of finishes off season's one arcs, but sets up season two's, which is what I'm guessing is when they go to the Grand Line, which is what they've been setting up all season. And if anything, I'm just gonna guess that the Grand Line is gonna be more dangerous, because everybody's like, oh, the Grand Line's super dangerous. So, they're kind of hyping it up, which is good. So I'm going to give this final arc, the Logtown arc, a C. So what did I think of Season 1 of One Piece? Well, as a whole, I'm going to give it a C+. It was great first season. I have a feeling it's only going to get better from here, because people say on the internet. I'm definitely liking this better than Dragon Ball. I hate Dragon Ball. I love to hate it though. It's like a guilty pleasure for me to love to hate Dragon Ball. It's This show is much more developed. All the characters are much more grounded, I guess, even though it's a fantasy. You care more about the characters because they have more development, and the show properly utilizes the side characters. Like in Dragon Ball, it would always just be like Goku and Vegeta doing stuff, and all the other characters would be powerless. But this one, they work more as a team. They each character brings something to the table, so neither of them ever feels useless. You know, like Yamcha. This so does a really good job of setting things up. That's comes back later in the story, like Buggy or Alvida or other characters you weren't really expecting to see again. So yeah, it was very enjoyable, except for those 2 episodes. But on a whole, loved it. Gonna watch season 2 in a couple months. Like, I'm gonna wait till spring break because I feel like this is so I like to binge. So I'm just gonna binge it during spring break. Season 2, maybe season 3. I don't know. But yeah, expect the next video around late March, early April. So yeah, let me know what you guys thought of One Piece season 1. Don't spoil the other seasons, because I'm definitely gonna be watching this. It might take me like fucking 5 years to watch it, but trust me, I will watch it. So I hope everybody out there has a nice day and stay safe and has a good day.